There you go. You guys hear me now or not? Oh my God. This is so stressful. I didn't get the chance to program all of this because I was going to write a nice script and prepare all the tools and a roadmap of how I was going to do this video. But everyone on Discord and X was like, we need a video, we need a video, we need a video. So, I mean, there's nothing else for me to do but to rush that. So, sorry for the wait. I was sorting out the audio. I have a mic. I don't have the cable. Oh my God, this is such a mess. Anyway, welcome, 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 guys. I'm so excited to have you in this beautiful Friday afternoon. Um, Let me just. There you go. Finalizing a few things, making sure everyone is in. And welcome. Just do something here so you can see the whole screen. There you go. So I can read your comments now and we can start. So very excited to have you here, guys. I don't, like I said, I didn't prepare anything, but it truly means the world for every single soul that is here today with me, sharing this unbelievable journey. I mean, this was such a huge fit that I got into, and it was hard at times. There were times that I wanted to just drop the towel, but I mean, at the end, it came through 10 times better, 100 times better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm really proud and excited to officially present to you the Kumo app. Um, and, and yeah, show you what it is. So the first thing that I'm going to say, because obviously I got quite a few messages on X, is that so should we follow the signal? So when I trigger the signal this, the signal that, and I need to be really straightforward from the beginning about Kumo. Hello, guys. I'm looking at your little hands waving hello there. Kumo is a research and decision support platform. It's not a financial advice. It's not a signal to blindly buy or sell, and certainly not a replacement for personal risk management. So you know how the markets in general and even more crypto carry huge risk. So the entire purpose of Kumo is to help you as a trader think more clearly before you act. That's it. And it's a primal aspect of the philosophy and the framework of IKAGI and all of the things I do and I share because I tell you all the time. Well, at least I tell the students and the ones, those of you who follow me on Twitter. The market is nothing, and you will never do anything with it unless you have a plan and a strategy that you can execute over time. And the reason for that is because without having a plan or a strategy, it's impossible to be disciplined. So if you're free balling, trading shit coins in a degenerate way without a plan or buying just because someone says so on Twitter or whatever, you don't have a plan, it's impossible, absolutely impossible from the get go to be disciplined about the market. So, by consequence, when you're not able to be disciplined, you're going to be reckless with risk management because it's precisely that discipline, the one that helps you enforce the framework of decisions when it comes to protect your money, take profit, get into a trade, go small, go big. So that's the entire premise and the entire philosophy that I teach at Ikagi. And This app reflects that because something that should help you actually trade better is actually asking yourself the questions that matter. For example, what is the market environment? Is the signal early? Is confirmed? Is late? Is the liquidity supporting the idea? Is the risk reasonable? Can I go big? Can I should I go small? What is the close to firing? What changed since the last scan? And more importantly, should I be paying attention right now? And here's a kicker from IKAGI, or should I wait? So everything that was built on Kumo follows that premise and the framework and the theories of IKAGI based on time. So you're going to be able to see here how tools were built using the knowledge that we have of timing the market. Like I said, Kumo is probably the pinnacle or the consequence of 10 years developing theories, researching the market, creating tools, and teaching over 700 students worldwide. So it's a way to put all that framework in a way that anyone can follow it. Of course, if you are a waves and particles student, you will know exactly why the signals are there and how to take maximum profit from them. That's obviously something that I don't even have to say it. So it will take your level to a godlike because you will truly understand why the market behaves the way it does. With the desk and Kumo, you will get a roadmap, you will get a research, you will get a trading desk that is going to tell you the conditions based on that framework. So that's exactly what I built, Kumo. It's basically a private crypto decision layer that is powered by IKAGI and waves and particles. It's going to bring you signals, market regimen, liquidity, timing, derivatives context, resizing performance, proof alerts, personal watch lists, and a guide into one focused workspace. So the goal is simple here: help traders to slow down, see the whole picture, and make cleaner decisions. That's the whole thing. And that's probably the only thing you need to understand about Kumo. I want, when I started writing the first sentence of what Kumo was supposed to be back in July 2025, it was almost a year ago. That's what it was. It's how to help people see the whole picture in order to help them make cleaner, educated decisions so you don't lose your money. And the goal is that every single morning before you go into your computer, you go to TradingView, you just go to your trading desk, you read the tape really quick in 5 to 10 minutes, and then you will know exactly where the market is standing. Again, based on the framework of Ikagi and waves and particles. So before I open the desk, I want to reiterate and be clear about what Kumo is. Kumo is not a magic button. He's not here to tell you blindly to enter every signal, and he's certainly not financial advice. Kumo is a research platform. It's a decision support system. It's a way to organize the market information so a trader can think more clearly. So, the whole idea behind the app is before the trade, there should be a process. And in reality, like I said, after teaching hundreds of people, I realize and I understand that probably everyone makes the same 3 to 4 mistakes. It's repetitive, it's embedded into our psyche and our human DNA. It's always the same mistakes. Most traders lose money because they react. They see a candle, they see a post, they see a telegram message, a green candle, a red candle and they act too fast. That's the main problem. And that's why probably if you're here and you want to get better as a trader, that's why you're losing money. And Kumo is exactly designed from A to Z to interrupt that habit. Kumo is gonna ask for you what is the setup, what confirms it, what invalidates it, how is Bitcoin behaving, the broader regimen supportive, uh, is the entry late, is there enough room to target, what is the liquidity, how much are I risk, what does my save list look like? And that's the reality. In reality, that's the difference between a signal app and a trading desk. A signal app tells you, here's the ticker, and a trading desk tells you, here's the context. I also wanted it to be affordable as much as I could, so I cut corners to bring the price to a holistic level where I'm literally minimizing the expenses as much as I can to bring you the tool to an entry level that as many people as they want or they can, if they're trying to be traders, can pay. I mean, I did research for months. There are people sharing like trading signals on Discord that have no idea about how the markets behave, and they charge like $200, $300, $400 a month, and that's ridiculous. I mean, that's just extracting money just by saying buy here or buy this, and most of the times we're not even 100% sure what's the fundamental reason behind it. So what I'm trying to say is that if you want value, probably, and I'm 100% sure of this, that you have a guide for education, which, by the way, I should command you to read. There's a lot of people that are asking me questions, and as I'll show you in a second, there's an entire guide that I carefully wrote to navigate you around the app. And there is a membership system, and now there's the beginning of the stocks lab, which is going to be the expansion to the same methodology into equities, ETFs, sectors, indexes, commodities, and catalysts. So the membership levels are going to reflect that. We have 4 concepts you can see right here. So this is the first screen. When you go to QUMO IKAGI.io, you will see here the welcome page, and you can create here your free account. So the account is free. You're gonna have a few things that I'm gonna talk about in a second. So then we're gonna have in the next few months. Someone is asking me if the stream cut out. Let me just double check if everything is okay. Can you guys hear me? It's back? Okay. Okay, perfect. If it's back, it's perfect. Okay, so here are the 4 different tiers that Kumo is going to have. Theoria is where people can observe the desk, read the guide, and understand how Kumo thinks. That's a free tier. But then you get Praxis. Praxis is a full crypto decision engine. This is the active crypto desk. You will get signals, tools, heat map, regime, ticker intelligence, position sizing, performance, and the whole full research layer. This is going to be $79 a month because I locked that price for the founding members. That's going to be live only for 90 days. After 90 days, this is going to move into $99 a month. Then you get Episteme, which is where equities and the broader market version of the methodology will live. This is being built right now and being tested carefully. So this is not ready yet. It's coming soon. And then you get Sophia, which brings everything together. It's going to be crypto plus the stock lab, one unified decision desk. So, like I said, I'm building those right now, and those are going to be coming soon. The prices, the price point for these are going to be considerably higher because, like I said, we depend on a lot of data sources. All of them are paid, and I realized by doing this that the platforms that offer information for stocks, equities, and all of that, they are just simply on a whole different level. I mean, the prices are just staggering. I mean, if you want to get like ETF only, it's going to be whatever amount of money anyway. But this is going to, I'm working on this. This is not ready, but I want you guys to know that this is coming because I've been getting a lot of questions about stocks. So when someone enters Kumo, like I told you, your first experience is designed to be clean and serious. You sign up as you create your account. And once you create your account, you're gonna get into the welcome path. There's gonna be a legal acceptance screen where you can read the terms of service, the privacy policy, and the disclaimer. You need to accept those terms. I strongly recommend that you read them so you understand what you're getting into while interacting with Kumo, and that's important. So trading apps must be clear, especially those given information. We're not promising guaranteed outcomes. I'm not telling anyone what to do with their money. I'm just providing curated research, education, and a decision support layer to your trading endeavors. So after that, you enter the Kumo desk. And this is what we have here right now. As you can see, we have a mobile version and we have a desktop version. Since most of you, I mean, if you're a serious trader, you're probably trading on a computer. I certainly encourage you to use the browser because the information obviously is going to be way more. It would be easier to read. In the phone, you have to pack everything. The mobile version is beautiful, it's pristine, and I work very hard to so you have an easier experience that is comfortable to read. But definitely, we cannot compare the desktop against the mobile with such a truckload of information. So the goal, as soon as you enter here, is to make you feel calm, not overloaded, no rush, and not manipulated. This should feel like a place where the market is organized and the place where I want you to be every single morning as soon as you open the app. So, the first part of it, what you read is the engine health, and the Bitcoin context. This is going to tell you whether the engine of the app is running effectively. Later on, you will be able to see it here on the engine health down there. If you click that, you will see the last run, the duration, the delivery of the signals in Telegram, how ready it is to launch. You will see everything pertinent to the engine right there. After the engine, then you get the brief. The brief is important because signals without market context are incomplete. So when you click on the full brief, you're going to read a full morning brief giving you the most important dates, the most important pieces of news, what happened the day before, what's going on currently, is a macro and tape. You're going to get a flow, you're going to get a watch list, and a whole read on the entire market. Also, you're going to get the today's pulse, which are the top 15 coins that people are looking the most on CoinGecko. So this is like where people are looking for. So I suggest you definitely pay attention to this. You see the first one right now is near. Of course, 28% up in the last 24 hours. Congratulations to those of you who follow near with me. So you get that the brief. So that's going to give you a high level read before you start looking at individual cards. Then there's the market pulse. This is visual, light, and intentional. It's just going to give you your eyes a moment to rest before entering the signal stack. This is telling you the long flow and the context, like you're getting here. Bitcoin context is neutral, and this is showing you that the Bitcoin context is neutral too. So then you have the command center right here. This is where Kumo starts to feel like a real desk. It's going to summarize the current state. How many quality setups are active? How many are near target? And whether the life cycle data looks healthy, whether the tape is balanced, if it's long tilted or short tilted. As you can see, the regime is telling you right now that the context is neutral with a long tilt. And the life cycle because we have theta, which reached target 18 hours ago. Theta was signaled like 3 days ago. So, and then we have the concierge. So the concierge is your chief of staff layer. It's going to give you a plain English read, like BTC is neutral, your save list, which ones are improving, if the funding is clean, late entries need patience, for example. So it's going to start with Bitcoin and then the safe pairs and then a broader signal stack. That is extremely important because the trader should now have to interpret everything from scratch. Kumo is there actually to help you think. Then we have the version 2 of the Alert Center, which was deployed yesterday. This is one of the most important upgrades recently, right? The Alert Centers is just not a list of notifications. It's just going to separate alerts into act now, risk, watch soon, and context. Act now means that something deserves your attention before everything else. For example, a target is near or a pair that you have saved is moving. Risk means that invalidation may be near or the market conditions may require caution. Watch soon means the stop is close but not fully ready. It's almost there. So it's good for you to go and pay attention to see what's going on. And context down here means the market regimen or the engine was updated. That's it. Instead of yelling everything at the trader, what Kumo is doing is organizing the queue. And below that is an early signal layer, the save list, and the cards. I mean, you can search a pair, filter the inbox, or move into the ticker intelligence page. Then we're going to go into this little label here, which is also present on the mobile version. This is something that got requested a lot. And since I'm trying to help people become better traders, obviously, I got a comment yesterday on X that told me, a guy told me, you think that everyone know what you're talking about. And that's real. I mean, I've been trading for 10 years. So all of these concepts, I know them like the back of my hand. But there are people here who are not that well versed or just amateurs or just trying to learn how to trade. So for that, I created this. You have now a beginner version of the cards, and you have a pro version of the cards. That's it. So the beginner mode makes the cards easier to understand. And the pro mode is just gold-like mode. You will keep the full desk report. So Kumo has a lot of depth. The amount of information that you can get from this, probably you won't find it anywhere else. But the user, in my opinion, should control how much depth they see. So for now, we're gonna keep it as a pro, right? And we can just move onto the stacks of cards. And next here, you can search by pair. You can go like ETH, USDT, and you can click right there, and it will show you if there are any cards. Or you can just toggle between the cards that you have saved because you can personalize the app. Then you have new, which are new cards that were just fired recently. You can see all of them right there. So when you click on one, you will get the whole explanation here for that card. We're going to move there in a second.
And then you have alerts. These are aware signals and patterns that have warnings because they're about to end or something like that. So the cards are designed to answer the most important questions quickly. Basically, those are: what ticker is this? What's the direction? What's the time frame? Is this a trace top or an awareness alert? What is the score? What is the target? What is the invalidation? Is this a stop clean, late, early, or risky? So that's why cards have a personality. And that personality is going to tell those personality matters. They're going to tell you how that ticker in particular is feeling, right? So when you see the expanded card, you're going to get a signal proof, a mini chart showing you basically the three levels that matter the most: the entry, the target, and the invalidation. You're going to get confluence. You're going to get a life cycle. Basically, this is tracking all of the scans the railway is pushing out on the life cycle of that ticker. So you get the entry, you get the target. So some of the cards are not going to have the entire sometimes set of that data, maybe because they're new pairs. Sometimes so I have four different sources pulling information for the crypto tickers, and not all of them are complete. Some of them have um, conflicting information. But I mean, I'll do the most that I can right now to clean that up. But you will still get really good information. You're gonna get a derivatives context. That's extremely important. You're gonna get a risk notes, target and invalidation context, and sharing tools, so you can share those cards with others. For example, you can share on Telegram, and the stories on Instagram. There's the derivative context. You see, it's mixed but usable. This is pulling information from CoinGlass, Hyperliquid, and Bybit. So you got the open interest, you have the funding, you have that's read. This is a variance engulfing detected historical hit ratio 61.2. This is pertinent to a candle. That's one of the because this is a short. So it's basically firing a short signal on the daily corn USDT. So let's take a look at that, for example. Corn USDT. If we go there, we go to Bybit, you go to daily, you will get that. You see, in terms of the Kumo, price is hitting support, but it's telling you that it got a bearish engulfing candle. And that's what it's telling you here right now, bearish engulfing detected. So the hit ratio for that historically is 61%. So that's how you read the cards. This is the entry level of the cards. So again, the goal here is not to reveal proprietary formulas from the intellectual property of IKAGI. It's just to explain the read. For example, this is beautiful. You see, this will tell you why the signal appeared. You see PRSM surface this as a 1D awareness alert card after bearish engulfing read. That is context until structure confirms. What's going to confirm? What invalidates this? And what do we have to check next? And you can do it with anything. So that's very important for me for trust, this part right here. Because like almost every signal app is going to give you a ticker and a direction. Kumo is giving you a full recent card. There is also the life cycle layer. So once the signal fires, the app can track whether it is active, if it needs review, if it hit a target, or it was invalidated. You can see here. We are on the life cycle, the signal fired, still not active, still hasn't reached target, and it hasn't been invalidated or reached target. So you can see the life cycle of this particular card. So that is essential because I strongly believe that traders need accountability. So if a tool cannot tell you what happened after the signal fire, basically it is incomplete. Simple as that. Kumo is building toward proof, not hype, which is going to take me to the next thing. There's this tool here called performance, you can literally track the hit ratio and the outcome of every single tool for the past 1,000 candles. You can see which tools are firing amazing. For example, here PRSM, the average score is 85 over 100. You can read so much data here about the performance of every single tool that we have. It's right there in full transparency, so you can evaluate that. Almost not a single platform does that out there, but that's extremely important to me. It's important too because something else. For example, this card right here, Ichi, has a 25% win rate. But I'm going to tell you why that is important. Because even though this card, Ichi, fails 3 out of 4 times, if you manage risk with your invalidations, the fourth time that is right, it tends to give a profit between 8 to 10x because we are riding a whole Ichimoku trend. So even though you might get stopped 3 out of 4 times, the asymmetrical win ratio when the trade is right is gonna surpass the profits from you being stopped 10 times. So that's why something like this is here. People immediately see 25% with rate, that sucks, but context matters, guys. Remember, we have the data, and that's important because not all data should be read equally. When you have context, things can change. That's a beautiful example. That's why I'm keeping this one here. I have others. I tried like probably 150 different setups and different tools, and they didn't make the cut. So everything you see here is worth it, and it's going to give you a lot of good. I mean, it's been crazy. The app has been running for 2 weeks, and man, in a bullish environment, it's just like I'm not gonna say that because it might get me in trouble in terms of the legality of what Kumo is, but I'm telling you, it's crazy. I have it here, for example. I did this tweet, and probably you saw it when everything. There you go. This was on the 17th. We have a pivot. I had a pivot on my Twitter account that says the 16 was a major pivot, and we should pay attention to that. But the market liquidated almost half a trillion, half 600 million. Yeah, almost half a billion, a little bit more than half $1 billion in 1 hour. But when you read the signals, it's just crazy. 4 days before that happened, the app fired 59 bearish setups. The next day, 73 out of 82 signals were bearish and confirmed. On May 15th, 43 confirmable trends collapsed, were completely invalidated. So this was the engine of the app telling you day by day how this was going to happen. And to me, this was just crazy. On the 16th, the maximum Ichimoku bearish saturation persisted, with 95 coins fully confirmed bearish, and only 4 remained bullish. What happened the next day? This happened. And so this is the power of Kumo. It's not something that is going to tell you, like, the market is dying today, like almost every single lag indicator. Just gathering the context of all of the data that we have and the proprietary system of IKAGI and waves and particles, you will get a massive amount of signals and, let's see, warnings before the market is about to dump hard and before the market is about to pump hard. And that's important because that's exactly where you want to get exposure. I mean, if the market is about to dump hard, you can simply go to stables and just wait it out. Or you can short everything you have inside. I mean, the decision is yours if you feel comfortable with it. And when the market is about to pump, it's time to deploy money. You will get warnings every single day because we're gathering the context of that data using the framework of Akagi. So you have actually two layers of informations on the Kumo app. You have the framework of IKAGI determined by a set of rules, and then you have real AI. So are all of the oh my god, the agents that I've been training per tool over the past 10 months in order so they can actually write 70% of this information and tell you based on Ikagi what's going on. So this is pretty amazing. So let's move into the tools page. Well, you have the ticker here. No, I want to talk about the tools first. So when you go into the tools, right, it's organized by workflow, not just by random buttons. So there are tools for signal generation, there are tools for market context, tools for liquidity, timing, proof, risk, and review. So the main signal tools are just right here. Ichi, waves and particles, Kodama, Phoenix, Reco, PRS, and PRSM. We also have here entanglement. So I will describe each tool represents without exposing, obviously, the proprietary inner workings. So Ichi, for example, right here, you can see the latest cards. You open one, you will get the entire information. Ichi is the Ichimoku-based layer, signal layer. It's going to focus on trend context, cloud structure, confirmation quality, timing, and whether the setup is early, confirmed, or too late. As simple as that. You get the information. Why it appeared, the confirmation, the invalidation, and what's next. You get the levels right there. Again, the life cycle. You can see here for Apex, the signal fire 2 days ago, and right now is active. It's a long. So let's see on the 1 day. So let's see what's going on with Apex on the daily. And there you go. This signal was fired exactly, I believe, on the 20th, right there. And you can see what happened after. So that one is based on Ichimoku, and it makes sense because you can see that we were under the cloud. If you follow me, you understand at least the basic of Ichimoku. Then we started to trend upwards. This one, Tenkan and the Kijin started to point upwards with the movement. Then you had the green Kumo ahead. Then the Chico, once the Chico broke the Kumo, now the rest is history. You can see it right there. It's very straightforward Ichimoku setup. Chico is out, Tenkan and Ki are pointing upwards, the Kumo is pointing upwards and green, price is above everything. So there you go. That's your clean signal right there. So that's the Ichi tool, and that's what it does. Then next one on the cards are waves and particles, which in this case called wave pressure. So this is a momentum and pressure based tool. It's going to help you identify directional opportunities where structure and pressure are aligning. This is very similar. When you have a structure, a waves and particles structure based on the geometry of the chart and the pressure from volume and a couple other metrics that the card reads, then you will get a signal fire. This one is grade D, 40 out of 100. Probably there's a reason for that that you will understand by reading. You see here, low proof quality. So the entanglement fire, I want the bullet set up, and you get that. You get the information there. The same thing with every single card. Then you have tools here back again. You have Kodama. This one focuses in particular in the structural break behavior. It's going to help you identify where important market structure is shifting. Phoenix is the next one, right there. You got there. So indeed, you get the information. Phoenix focuses on the trend line and breakout style behavior. It's going to look for situations where the price might be transitioning from compression or decline into a stronger structure. With every tool, you can simply hit here the pair that you want to see. Boom. And if there is a signal, it will show you the signal. Link, for example, let's see if there's no signal, there's no Phoenix signal for link, so there's nothing there. This is important. Remember, guys, everything I'm telling you right now is here on the guide. When you go to the guide, you will see these explained word by word very thoroughly in a way that you can really understand everything about the app. It's funny because a lot of people are lazy by nature, but it's okay. That's what I'm here for. So you go to the guide, and everything I'm telling you right now is right there. It's right there. Even you have here. Let me find it. Well, yeah, there is a suggested workflow. See, start with the desk, then open the regime or whatever how to say that. Then you open the signal card, you open the liquidity, ticker intelligence, Kairos. I mean, everything is right there. Let's go back to the desk and the tools. So then you have Reco. Reco is going to focus on reversal style structures. It's going to identify potential double bottom or double top style behavior and related decision points. Within those, you also have reversal patterns like Adam and Eve, invert head and shoulders and that kind of stuff. We are looking on Reco. What we are looking is the end of a trend. That's what you're looking for there. Then you have PRS, which is a pressure range analysis. It's going to look at compression, pressure, and where the price sits inside a meaningful range. And then you have PRSM. Where is it? Tools. PRSM right here. PRSM is a pattern awareness layer. It's going to help you identify potential reversal patterns based on candle. Is bullish, bearish pattern behavior. The context is a context that deserves attention for sure. I did a very deep back test on the reliability of candle confluence and candle patterns, Japanese candle patterns, and only 8 of those patterns were good enough for me to give them a position here on the tool. So there are the most reliable candlestick patterns, 8 of them, right? So basically, no, not a single tool is meant to be used alone. Kumo is exactly identical to waves and particles. It is built around confluence. Because, for example, if I'm here on Bitcoin, why do you think I have been able to call before weeks, months before they happen every single major leg without fault since March 2020? It's not because I have a crystal ball. It's not because, and by the way, that's not a crazy claim. That's all documented on Twitter. And if you follow me, you know that. It's because waves and particles is a system of confluence. So I evaluate dates that are proprietary to our formulas, geometry, tools, Ichimoku, price levels, mathematical levels, quantum physics levels. I mean, a myriad of tools that is going to give me confluence. So it happens so that every full moon, I'm going to get a point in time and price that every single tool and metric that I read is going to tell me the same thing. This is going to be a top, for example. And when I get such confluence, it's simply just impossible to ignore. You just can't. You just can't ignore that type of confluence. So that's basically what Kumo is doing. Kumo is trained to find that entire universe of tools, data, information, and metrics, and find the confluence that you need in order to make an educated decision. Everything that's how I knew 49,500 was such a long there. That's how I knew 125,500 was such a short here. And that's how I was so I've been saying for 3 years that 64K is the most important level to pay attention for Bitcoin ever. And you can see what happened there. I the first time I shared that level was actually in December 2024. I said probably Bitcoin is going to go there. And once it goes there, you want to get exposure. It doesn't matter what happens. So as you can see, it's a system that relies on data. It doesn't rely on emotion, hopes, fears, or anything else in that nature. So Kumo is exactly the same thing. And that's what Kumo is telling you with every single tool. So the real strength comes from when tools agree, when the market regime supports the idea, when the liquidity is clean, when the target is realistic, and when the risk just makes sense. So beyond the signal tools, then we move on to the regimen tools, which are right here. This is amazing because instead of going through a million of charts, the confluence and the read that we're going to get here, it's going to analyze Bitcoin trend, total, total 2, total 3, orders, dominance, stablecoin liquidity, crypto breadth, long versus short signal pressure, funding and open interest stress. With all that data, you're going to understand what's going on with crypto right here. So you can see that we are selective only for long environment, 56 out of 100. That means the market is mixed. Longs need proof, liquidity support, and tight risk definition. That's it. In a moment, you can know if the market is ready to go all in and go crazy, or if you should step the brake pedal. That's it. You see, Bitcoin trend is mixed, the market structure is contracting, dominance is neutral, stable liquidity is neutral, the breadth is defensive, signal flow support longs, leverage is clean, everything you need to have a to understand how the universe of crypto is behaving right now. That's it. Simple as that. So this is going to help you understand whether the market environment is offensive, neutral, or defensive in a single screen. Then you have, then we can move into heat. Heat is the liquidity page. As simple as that. You enter your ticker, Bitcoin USDT in this case, and Kumo is going to show you a heat map style read of where the liquidity and order book pressure may be sitting. You have here the train agent aspect that is going to tell you the liquidity intelligence. See, and everything is thoroughly explained, so you don't have to look at the number and guess by yourself. It's going to tell you near market depth, risk closest to percent of visible order book liquidity, support shelf, supply wall, signal map. Long flush, you see the liquidation tape by CoinGlass is telling us that the data is supporting a long flush. Recent liquidation flow has been driven more by long liquidations or short liquidations. It's going to tell you all of the specific data. It's going to tell you also the important levels and the important walls for assets, the strongest bids, the strongest asks, and all of that. This is all live, refreshing every single hour on the server. I'd say you can do it for any type of coin. You can do Sol, USDT, for example, and boom, there you have it. Maxwell 1.1 million, the spread, the best bid, the important levels, long flush 2, everything. Everything. So liquidity matters because price often moves through areas where the traders are positioned trapped or exposed. As simple as that. Where you see traders positioned or being trapped or overly exposed, that's where the market wants to go. Because remember, the market only goal is to wreck as many people as it can. So then we have the ticker intelligence. Is the dossier for the pairs. For any ticker, you can see signal history, the watch list proximity, liquidity context, derivatives context, recent pattern activity, life cycle history, and a broader read. This is one of the most important pages because basically it turns any ticker into a complete file. Like I said, an intelligence dossier. You click there. These are the most recent ones. So you go to, I don't know, let's do XLM. And this is your entire file and document. You can see the stack, the bias, the quality of the signals, the long flush risk, everything, hyperliquid perps. XLM is listed, the price, notional, open interest plus price, open interest funding, crowd positioning, taker flow, liquidation tape. So the momentum candidate is constructed for XLM. So you get the best tool, activity heating up. 1 5 rows in the last 30 days, four tops are closed. See, so this is interesting because if we go to XLM right now and you look at the chart, you can see that this is extremely depressed. So you don't look for longs here. You don't look for longs here. You look for longs. Basically, the chart is telling you that right now. You can see it right there because of the Kumo and everything. You, this is where you want to start paying attention because the risk here is asymmetrical. You're taking against the reward. So by being here, it's like, okay, I need to start paying attention. You can see the price have held this level and it's been fooling around here for basically 3 months. So when you go to the daily, you're like, I should pay attention to this. But only that, I mean, if you're not an experienced trader or if you are not well versed on the technicalities and the structure of the price action, I mean, you're just shooting into the darkness. But you can see here that this is telling you it's heating up. We have one row fired in the last 30 days, and there are four setups that are closed. So that doesn't mean long here right now. It means just pay attention because there are four different signals for longs getting into the proximity. And that's basically another way of saying, like, when this is ready, it's probably going to pump. Like I said, it's a trading desk every single trader would like to have in their day-to-day basis. So you'll get way more information there, pattern activity, the older the older signals. You will get a whole document of the ticker that you want. And then you can click save here and it will be saved to your watch list. Then we have the position book, which is gonna be right here. Book. Book the risk before the idea moves. The book tracks open risk, saves the tops, position assumptions, and the user workflow around active ideas. It's very straightforward. You're gonna click your ticker, stock, ETF, crypto, direction, it's a long, it's a short. Your entry was, let's say, 76K. The invalidation that you're getting is a 74K. Your target is, let's say, 87K. Let's say your account has $500. And you're risking, you want to risk 2% per trade idea. So all of the important data that you want to see is right there. You can save the position, you can, and you have there the information. You see, stop quality too tight, reasonable, wide, too wide. This is what you want to understand how you are deploying your position. Then you get performance, which we already talked about. This is a performance of every single tool out there. Then you have the Cron Health, which we already talked about that. Where is it? Engine, Health. You have the guide. We already mentioned that too. So I'm still working on to make them beautiful, but we have Telegram notifications. So Telegram is not meant to replace the app. Telegram is just a fast alert layer. So the app is where the full context lives. So Telegram alert is going to tell you something happened, but Kumo is going to tell you what it means. The Telegram messages will include the ticker, direction, time frame, so just the basic data. So the language is intentionally cautious because what you want to read, the information that you want to read, is right here on the Kumo app. So important. That's important. The worst thing any signal app can do is just to train people to act without thinking. Remember, Kumo was designed exactly for the opposite. It's going to give you a notification, and then going to invite you back to the desk to review the setup properly. And that's it. So we can talk a little bit about the stocks app, which is coming soon. You can see the idea here is to apply the same waves and particles decision layer philosophy to equities, ETFs, sectors, indices, commodities, and catalysts. Right now, you can see it here because this is an admin panel, and I'm testing this privately, but you can see how beautiful this is going to. This is going to change so many things for us. I mean, you can see the scanner telemetry, the regimen that is reading all of the main or at least the principal indexes. You can see all of the tickers, what they're firing, where the institutions are present. You can see that right there. This is live. The little right now are semiconductors, and the weakest right now is gold miners. And you can see the ratio per car for every single you know little sector: technology, software, energy, small caps, healthcare, industries, equal weight. You can see everything, everything. Macro board before single means. You can see everything. It's just gonna be amazing, and this is just starting. This is gonna have way more things than that. So is the equity market supported to crypto? And this is where the both of them are gonna work together. I mean, if you get the full membership, where you get the stocks and crypto, you're gonna have an entire scope and picture of everything that is going on. This is just gonna be impossible not to deploy money where it really matters. And on top of that, you have the timing of things. So you're gonna get a stock dossier, earnings, and catalyst ledger, which is important because obviously in stocks, those events matter. So we're gonna have a nice set piece of information where we're gonna be able to see, earnings, analyst changes, major news, macro events, and other catalysts. So this is how Kumo moves from crypto only into a broader market intelligence platform. But the principle stays the same: not overwhelm the trader, but to organize the decision process. So the suggested workflow, like I said, it's the guide. But you go here, you go to desk, you read the brief, you see the engine status, you see the BTC context, you read the command center, the concierge, and the alert center. Do not jump straight to a card. Do not fall into the classic, oh, HFT USDT, long, I'm long in this. No, it doesn't work like that. If you do that, I guarantee you, you're going to lose money because this is not what this is telling you. What this is telling you is like, read all the data because the information favors the long on the daily chart. And then you can make an educated decision, one where you can manage your risk. When you get, this is what I tell the students every single day. Every single day, I remind them this: always stay sharp, focused, patient, and composed. So this is what Kumo is doing for you. It's giving you the information to help you stay sharp by organizing the important information, the one that matters, focus on the things that you really need to read, patient to wait for the right environment, and compose so you don't rely on emotions, news, headlines, or crazy information that is not doing anything for you. I am so happy today. I get a message on Discord from one of the students. He told me, I took 8 trades in the past 4 days using Kumo, and every single one of them gave me profit. So, is was that because of the signal? No, not at all. It's because he did the work to analyze and understand the context, read the data, and make an informed decision with that. And that's what really matters here. So, Um, then once you're here on the desk and you read the important information, then you can look at your save pairs. You can look at all of the cards here if you have a save pair. So let's say one, so you can see, let's say something that matters. Let's search for link USDT. There's nothing for link. Let me just here, for example, dossier, link USDT. Boom. Let's say I'm tracking link, or I want to get a position link. I save that, save, boom, 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 1, 2, 3. When I go back, it's right there, link. It's my save. These are the new save link, and I have one long. Trace it up, PRS, and there's all the information right there. And then you have a trace it up in Kodama 3 days ago. Boom, right there. That's all the information that you need. So now, then you look at the priority signals. Signals that catch your attention. You can span the cars, check the proof ledger, target validation, derivatives, heat map, intelligence, research. It's only after that you can start thinking about execution. And that is, in a few words, the Kumo workflow. Context first, signal second, liquidity third, risk fourth, and execution last. I guarantee you that one workflow alone will change how any trader behave instantly. That's right there. Then I have a couple more things that I need to talk about because this is really the cherry on top of the cake. Right here, I left out two more things. Let me just have a sip of this delicious coffee. The first one is the solar pulse. Here, there's a volatility tracker. The reason I put this on the app, and this is something probably no other tool or platform has. But if you follow me on Twitter, you have followed my research on the planetary behavior of the sun and the markets. So it goes as this. When you, let me show you. Let me actually show you. When you go to here to the Space Center, here you see the all the information pertinent to the planetary index. So whenever there's a storm, the sun has a cycle. It lasts 11 years. You have a solar maximum and a solar minimum. When the solar minimum reaches, you don't have spots on the sun, so you don't have solar storms. When you are at a solar maximum, which we were last year, we're getting out of it. Then you get a lot of spots on the sun. When you get spots on the sun, you get massive solar storms. So when you get solar storms, you get basically here measured by the KP levels, you get a massive amount of electromagnetic radiation towards Earth. We have a natural shield. We have our own electromagnetic field that shields us from those emissions. But some of them go through. I won't go really deep into the biological because it's scientific. I won't go deep right now into the biological aspect of it, but they do have an influence on us in the form of volatility. Like I said, I've been tracking this for 10 years, and there's undoubtedly a relationship. When you have high KP levels, you get volatility in the market, usually in the direction of the trend. That's it, simple as that. It happened recently, actually. I made a tweet. I made a tweet on that on my profile recently. Let me see if I can find it really quick for you to see. No, no. This is not the one. See if I can find it because it was recent. So on the website. Oh no, this is a Kumo.
such an idiot. Well, anyway, you'll find it. I'll share it later on my tweet. But this is what is tracking basically. When you have high KP levels, if anything, a big storm is anything considered from KP5 and above. You can see here that there today has been calm. You have an explanation here. 0 to 3 is calm. 4 is active. 5 and more is just geomagnetic storm levels. So when you have high KP levels, volatility tends to go and or at least help the trend react aggressively in the direction of the trend. Basically, that means that if the main trend on the daily it's going down, usually that volatility helps the price go down hard in a brief amount of time during the duration of the storm. Or in the other case, if we are hitting a support and suddenly we hit a massive storm, we might get a massive reversal really quick, really fast during the duration of the storm. That's why this tool is right there, because that's an extra layer of context that we are going to have there to track. And then you have Kairos. Kairos is extremely important to Kumo because it follows the footsteps of people like Gan and Hosoda, who invented Ichimoku. These are probably, in my humble opinion, as I studied probably almost every people in history that track time, the two most successful traders using time. And they were the foundation of my research when I created the proprietary formulas of waves and particles to track time and pivot. I've done several audits over the past 10 years on time forecasting on my Twitter. And actually, if you go to the website, you will find the most important, um, probably the recent uh, receipts for that right here of the system. So the price follows the mathematical nature of the universe. There's no other way to say it. It's just the way it is. So you have several uh, calls made by the system. For example, here, January 9th, 2023, that was shared in 2021, and that was exactly the day that Bitcoin started the bull run from 15K. So you can that tells you how crazy the system is. So that's a whole predictive ability of the system in terms of time put into the Kumo app. When you click, so you have a confluence of GON tools, vortex timing, and waves and particles. So when you click any ticker, for example, let's say BTC USDT, and you click analyze, that's where you're going to get. You're going to get the confluence of the most important dates coming ahead for the ticker that you're analyzing. In this case, is Bitcoin. You see, best coming dates ranked by S9. S9 is GON tools, vortex timing, and anchor agreement. So basically, the confluence of vortex timing, waves and particles, and GON is giving you this date. So you have July 2nd, August 4th, August 13th, June 11th, June 29th, July. And you have price levels too. You can see here, for example, in terms of time, the May 31st is a medium date, but May 21st, which was yesterday, was a major date. Right now, if we go to Bitcoin, we don't know, but if we go to the daily, see here, this is not the one that I want. Okay, you go here to the daily, you can see right there that there was a major date, and you can see that was actually a classic reversal candle for Bitcoin. That's why time is important, because if you knew price was going up yesterday and we're reaching a critical pivot and we're retesting important levels, then you know there's a chance for a reversal right there, and that's exactly what happened. And today we got a shooting star, or the I forgot the name for this type of candle, but you got this one, and then you're getting a bearish engulfing candle. That means that the next
place for this price to find support would be the Kumo around this area, maybe a little bit lower, but it's dumping hard. So that's the importance of time, and it's right now in your hands, thanks to the Kumo app. So that's what we're getting. You're gonna get the dates. You may, and the next major day, for example, is June 23rd. The next one, July 5th. So you and these are crazy because these are gonna have importance of several different. This one here, for example, this is a major Webs and particle date aligned with vortex math and probably gone. So you get August 4th and August 13th. So right now, from the get go, you know that if we go here, August 4th and August 13th, right there, those 2 days you need to pay the utmost attention in the future. I mean, like I said, there's simply not a single tool like Kumo out there for traders, for crypto traders. So that's why I left this one for the last part of it. And you are going to have also price levels. So projected resistance levels. See, 68,000 was a major level. So if we go there and we want to see, it said it was a major resistance. And there you go. Once price was able to break above that and find support on that level, it started to trend upwards. So it's right now it was all noisy, but you can see and you can tell actually how the price behave actually around that level. See, it's right there. It's right there in the middle. You got the price overextended here, it overextended there, but you can see it's 68 is right in the middle of that range, and you will know that way ahead of time. So it's just about finding that. So these are the projected support levels. So you got right here, 78 is a medium one, 65 is a major level. So that's definitely a level that you want to look for. Then you have 53, 42, 32, and 24K is a major level too. So that's Kairos. That's the time geometry engine from waves and particles built into the app. Let me see how else we're doing here. Okay, I think I cover everything. This is very good to start. So just to remind you, Kumo was built because traders, I don't think traders need more noise. Uh, I think they need a calmer desk and a place when they can develop a smarter process where the market is organized in a way that helps you think. The goal is not to make the trader dependent. Actually, the goal is to make the trader sharper. So, what Kumo brings you are signals, context, liquidity, timing, performance, risk, and education into one single unified workspace that you can go and visit every morning. This is only the beginning. You know me. Crypto is live, Stock Labs is coming, the ecosystem is expanding, and the mission remains the same. It's a full desk before the trade. Remember, this is for research and education so you really become the trader that you want to be. If you treat this as a financial advice of a signal service, I guarantee you, you're going to fall flat in your face. So, questions? Yeah, absolutely. This video is going to live on YouTube. And as time goes on, I'm just probably going to, go smaller videos based on the different cars, the different tools, where I can explain them in more depth, and maybe work on some traits to help people understand what's going on. Probably we can go to an exchange, and
I can put some money there and we can see what's going on. We can track tools. I mean, there are definitely more content that I'm going to create around Kumo, but probably this is a nice demo and a good introductory video. So aside from the guide, you can hang around, watch this, and know exactly what you're getting, and all of the value and how to navigate the tools and the information that you can see right here. For example, if you click beginner and we go to the new alerts and we click open one of the, we're on beginner. Let's look at XLM again, and we click on one of the cards here, Morningstar. You will definitely see the information. The language is different. There's a lot of information still, but the language is different, and it's more straightforward, and it's helping people who are learning to trade. Oh, tools. No, I did explain the liquidity map. Risk position, book, stock, laughs, Kairos, solar pulse, health. Yes, we cover everything. So, okay. It's a really great tool. I love it. Thank you. Let's see. Let me see something here. Will the stock section be included at a separate subscription? Yeah, already explained that. Let me just open this again at the beginning of the video. There are going to be 4 tiers for Kumo on the membership. Praxis is only crypto. Episteme, it's only stocks. Sophia is going to be crypto plus stocks. So those are going to be the 4-tier memberships for the app in the future. I read you. What else do you want to know? Any questions you want to ask, or features or something that you would like to see? All right. Let's just clean it up. Well, I think probably this was really nice. Can Kumo track any token? Any token? Yeah, any token within the list that I have right now. So Kumo is built on the, give me one ticker, for example. Kumo is built on the framework of waves and particles. That means it's not a tool for scalpers. All of the signals fire on the daily and the weekly chart, because the idea is that we ride entire trends without noise, without anything. It's just to listen. I'm gonna buy here and sell here. I'm gonna short here and close here. Or if you're in the daily, the same thing. I'm starting a short here and closing there. I'm longing here. I'm closing here. Whatever it is, but it's a daily on the weekly. It's also something that requires a lot of data and process information. So it's that immediately eliminates shitcoins and low market caps, because obviously it's not what I trade, it's not the intent, and it's truly not reliable enough to present solid tools. So right now it's limited to the top 300 coins of the market cap, um, excluding excluding you stable coins and everything. So if the coin is within the 300 market cap, it's gonna be there. Thanks a lot for this video. Okay, so you want to see track. Let's see if track is there. So track USDT. There you go. It's reading. It's yep. There it is. So, oh no, actually, see, no perpetual tape. Bybit or hyperliquid perpetual market was found for despair. Spot signals can be still valid. Just learn harder the heat map and cycle proof. Let's see if I do track USD. Yeah. See, so track USDT, which is perpetual or derivatives, it's not there, but you get spot and you get all the information. It's clean leverage, two-way balance. You get what you want, and you want to track that. You just save to your list, and when you go to the signal desk, you have your save pairs, and you have link. Oh, these are the ones that have signals. So it's not going to be here because track hasn't got any signal recently. But it's if it's get a signal, then it'll show up there on track. Okay. Any other question? Rokan, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the love. What else do you guys need? What else would you like to know? I mean, if we're done here, I think we can wrap it up. Let me see. So yeah, as you know, let's do that. Um, uh, Twitter is live. App is live. You have. Oh, I'm updating the data here for all of the signals. For example, we got Apex 2 days ago, and yesterday it did that. I mean, you read the tape, you read the information, you read the invalidation, the targets, everything, and that's it. So, okay. So, do I really subscribe? User get a chance for a trial for the stock section for limit time? No. Um, no, the free tier is gonna give you the desk, and it's gonna give you a couple of tools. It's gonna give you a performance, but there's no trial. Um, the what you get is what you see right there. So probably a good trial for you would be to sign up for 1 month, see how it works for you, see if you like it, see if that's something that is going to help you, and if it doesn't, then you go to account, cancel the membership, and that's it. Any other questions? So like I was saying, while you decide that, there's a Twitter, Kumo app, right there. If you want to know a little bit more about everything that we do at IKAGI, you will be able to read everything about the system on the website. It's ikagi.io. So you all of the things. Oh, maybe I can talk about something really important. So here, this is something I haven't talked about anywhere else, but I figure that I can mention that here. So if you go to the store, you will see the private engagement. So when you go to the private engagement, that's a new service that Ikagi is going to offer. And basically, what it is a dedicated research and structure analysis of any portfolio. So there are conditions. The person needs to have at least 100K in capital, and they're only going to be 26 spots per year. It's you can read here how the process is, what it means, and all about it. So we have a call. You tell me everything about your portfolio, one-on-one call directly with me, and it's a 1 year commitment. We do a call every quarter when we revise positions. We see where we can extract more money. We can see where we can, you know, cut risks and stuff like that. You're and you're gonna get a full, at least 40 to 50 page report on your portfolio and different, sectors you would like to, all back up by the framework of waves and particles, like important dates, important levels, what things look like weaker, stronger, et cetera, et cetera. So something that are going to be launching probably 2 months from now. If you want to submit an application for that, you can do that. This is live, but it's right now. I want to put all of the focus on the app for the time being. So, and there's a website for the app too, ikage.io/Kumo. That's where you can read everything about the app if you want to read about it before you engage or you create an account. Um, and probably, I think Bitcoin is dumping. What the hell are you guys doing to the market? Whoa. Okay. So, anything else? No, I'm not, Minerva. Stray BTC. Would it be useful if you just trade Bitcoin to buy a membership? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you trade Bitcoin, if you want to, actually, to me, Bitcoin is the most important thing. It's the asset that I trade the most. So it's just probably everything was built in Kumo around Bitcoin. So you can, if there is a pair that you trade and it's only Bitcoin, where you can extract the most information for a pair is going to be Bitcoin, because you can see Bitcoin is mentioned here, is mentioned here on the engine. I mean, everything revolves around that because we know Bitcoin, you know, defines a pulse for everything on the market. So yeah, definitely it's worth it if you trade Bitcoin. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate you all. Like I said, let me remind you, please, if you can like and subscribe the video. I'm gonna be pulling up more content related to the, like I said, to the app, how to join, how to use the tools and everything. If you want to follow me on Twitter. The link is right there in the description on the video. And awesome, super excited. Thank you all. Welcome to this journey. This is just going to get better. I'm working nonstop on making this like I said, the best trader desk any trader in crypto can have, and I'm determined to do that. So thank you all for your time. Have a great weekend, and see you around in the markets. Take care, guys.